Good morning, seventh graders. Happy Tuesday. Welcome back to week 3 of virtual learning. I just want to start off by saying that I miss you guys a lot. I think this is supposed to get easier as we go on, and in some ways, it definitely is getting easier. But in a lot of ways, it's getting harder because it's more time that we're spending apart. And I just really want you guys to know how much I miss you and how much I think about you. That I'm here for you if you need anything. Okay. So today, we are going to really start diving into your argument, your research papers. Last week, you spent time researching. Um, I read through the research that you guys did last week on your task 6. And for the most part, you guys did a really awesome job. I saw some really great links with some annotations, and I saw people taking quotes from different things and creating different charts and pros and cons charts. And that's really awesome. I'm sorry, Thursday, you are going to be writing your body paragraphs, starting to write your body paragraphs. And I'm actually going to give you a tool that's going to help you organize all of that research that you've done. So if you're feeling like you have a lot of research and you don't totally know what to do, don't fret, because I'm going to give you something that's going to help you kind of organize that and put that all in the right spot. Okay. But today we are actually going to dive into your introduction. That is our teaching point today. I can write an introduction that shows moves I need to make it to the end, right? So we've talked about this a lot, but this is the part that hooks your reader in. This is the part that makes your reader want to read your paper. So this is one of the most important parts of the paper, right? Because after I read this, I want to think, oh, I really want to know what's to come. So before I dive into that, I do want to show you guys the rubric. I will post this on Classroom for you, but this is a 60-point summative grade, total of 60 points, broken up into sections. So your introduction paragraph, your first body paragraph, your second body paragraph, your third body paragraph, your conclusion, and then punctuation and spelling, those grammatical pieces. I'm not going to read through the whole thing with you, especially because I will be going piece by piece as we do them, but I just wanted you to know that this is here for you if you need it. Okay, so please feel free to ask questions or let me know if there's anything I can do to help you understand this. But today we are going to be focusing on this first part, this introduction paragraph, right? And for some of us, this is the really easy part to pull our readers in. And for some of us, this is the really hard part. Like, this is the part where it's really hard to know what to write about, okay? I want you to remember that whatever you do today, it's not final, right? It can change, and that it can be different, right, as you move on. You can change it as you continue to write. But I want to go through a couple of things to at least get you started. So if we look here, right here, it says a few moves that an argument writer makes at the start of their writing. So there's really 3 things that I want you to do. I want you to be fair, strategic, and clear. Those are the 3 big things. I want you to be fair, strategic, and clear. So by fair, I mean that you're providing backstory on the issue and the debate surrounding the claim, right? You chose an issue because it's an issue. So you want to make sure that when you're writing, you're acknowledging both sides. You're not just saying, this is my way and this is the only correct way, but you're providing some backstory, right? You're providing some, well, other people might say this, but this is my idea, right? So you're being fair to both sides of the argument. Number 2, you're strategic. You emphasize the points that you're going to make in your paper, but you also acknowledge the other side, right? That's kind of what we were just saying with fair. However, when you acknowledge that other side, you start to push back on those ideas, right? So saying the other side's point and then restating why your point is stronger, right? Starting to give some pushback, rebuttaling lightly. And then lastly, you are clear, right? The writer knows exactly what the paper will argue by stating a claim right at the start and making sure the claim is strong and clear, right? You guys did this in your flash draft. So your claim is strong, it's clear. Your reader knows exactly what you are writing about and what you are arguing. Okay, so those are like the 3 big things that I want you to focus on: fair, strategic, and clear. Right, but how do I introduce my argument? This doesn't really help me, and how do I actually start it? So down here, I said ways to introduce an argument. So these are actually sentence starters that you are more than welcome to use, okay? So some people think blank, but I believe blank. Do you see how this is already, you're acknowledging that other side, you're being fair, right? your topic is hotly contested because some think blank, however other argues blank. Again, that fairness is right there. You're acknowledging both sides. Blank is a complicated issue but this argument is misguided because the actual question that should be debated is. So this is where you start to be more strategic, right? Because you're saying that it's a complicated issue and you're acknowledging the other side. And then this argument is misguided or incorrect. That means that it's not, misguided means that it doesn't have the right information, right? So you're starting to rebuttal lightly, to say why your idea is better. There's been a long disagreement about, I'm writing to tell you that. You might believe blank, but the truth of the matter is blank, right? So these are sentence starters that you can use to actually start off your essay. As always, you do not have to use these, but these are a good starting place for some people that get really stuck, okay? The last thing I want to show you for today is actually an example, right? So I have been working on competitive sports. That's what my topic has been about. The one I've given you examples with is competitive sports. And so that's what I'm going to continue to write about as we move through the rest of this unit. So competitive sports, do they promote a healthy lifestyle or do they ruin your future? And so guys, one thing that I've learned with research papers and with rubrics is that you want to make sure that you're getting every part of the rubric. You're hitting every single part. And so one way I found that works for me is to highlight the different parts that I need in my introduction paragraph, and then actually highlight them when I do that, right? So I need a hook and background information, so that's in yellow. I need my claim, so that's in blue. I need my thoughts and feelings, right, to pull my reader in. That's in purple. And I need a preview of the evidence and the counterclaim that will later be developed in the body paragraphs. Let's just say paragraphs. And that's in green. Okay, so now I'm going to read this to you. Healthy lifestyles are key this day and age, as many suffer with obesity. 37.5% of American adults are obese. Sports seem to make typos, guys. Sorry. Nope, that was correct. Sports are seen to make a good example on today's youth, but do sports really create better, brighter futures, or do they simply cause more pain? So there's my hook and my background information, right? I gave a little bit of information about the topic and then my hook, right? This would be my hook. Competitive sports do come with their benefits, and I understand why some people believe we should keep competitive sports. I believe, however, that there are better things for kids to do than play sports. It's my thoughts, my feelings, my opinion. Some feel that competitive sports are the best activity for children and teenagers to get involved in because they can build character, self-esteem, and promote healthy lifestyle. However, due to the high risk of injuries, both physical and mental health, and the negative impact on self-esteem, the focus of sports should not always be about competition, especially amongst children. So this is going to be my evidence that I'm going to present. I'm going to present that it builds character. That there's a high risk of injury, physical, mental, negative impact on self-esteem, shouldn't be around competition. But then I also talked about my counterclaim, right? What the other side believes. So some feel that competitive sports are the best activity for children to get involved with because they build character, self-esteem, and promote a healthy lifestyle, right? This is what the other side thinks. That's the counterclaim. But then I came back and said, this is the evidence that I'm going to argue. Okay, so those are my paragraphs. Notice that I didn't say in paragraph 1, I will talk about this. In paragraph 2, I will talk about this, right? I didn't do that, and I don't want you to do that either. I want you to really thoughtfully think about how can I introduce my evidence without just saying this, then this, then this. And then lastly, my claim, right? This paper will argue that sports today do more harm than good in the lives of children. Going back to this, guys, we want this to be clear, right? I don't want your claim to be wordy. I don't want it to be super long. I want it to be short, to the point, and to tell the reader what your paper is going to be about, right? So this isn't gonna be a super long part of your paper. This should be a small, short, clear piece of your paper. Okay? So your task today is to start drafting an introduction. I highlighted so the task day 7, I highlighted the the rubric for you. If you do not want to use the highlighting, that's fine. This is just a tool that I wanted to give you in case that was helpful to you. Okay. Tonight, after you finish, please turn these in when you are done, because tonight after you finish, Miss Wagner and I are going to go through and add comments to your introductions. What do you need to change? What looks great? What can you work on? Comments like that. And so your task tomorrow is going to be to make those edits that we give you. So it's super important that you turn this in so I can return it back to you. Okay. If you have questions, please, please, please let me know. I will be in office hours from like 8:30, 8:45 to 9:30, 9:45. And then I will be in office hours this afternoon. They're going to change a little bit because I have a meeting at 1:00. So they're going to go from 12:30 to 1 and then 1:30 to 2. So they're going to be like 2 half-an-hour increments. But if you need me, copy and paste that link on the slides, and I would be happy, happy, happy to help you. All right, guys, have a wonderful day. And again, please let me know if I can help you in any way. I miss you guys.